Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we have the Freetel Mode 1 Retro 2. Quite a long name, but a really nice device. Let's get started with the frequently asked questions. Here are your frequently asked questions, and I'm really excited to showcase them to you. This is a quite capable device that works mostly international. Here in the United States, I do not recommend it unless you're willing to make major compromises, and we'll talk about those in just a second. But let's get started with the hardware of the device. The hardware is beautiful. It's a leathery back, a leathery front, and a nice metallic feel on the sides. This device does have a 48 megapixel camera, and I'm going to showcase some samples right here. The quality is extremely good. I was very surprised, probably the best on any flip phone that I have tested. It does have autofocus, and it does have a very nice intuitive interface for using the camera. Now, the camera is, of course, you have the ability to take pictures and also videos. So whatever it is that you need, you can use with this device and its high megapixel camera. Now, the software is running Google. So this is essentially a partner of the Cat S22 family with a flip phone device form factor, but it does also have a touchscreen that you can use. Now, one more thing that I want to touch on the hardware of the device is that you need to treat it with care. I've been noticing a couple of things, like the battery gets a little bit warm whenever there are some extra applications running in the background, or the charging port. It is USB-C, which is extremely welcome, but it is a little bit finicky sometimes, so you don't want to damage it. And the keys are not sticky all the time, but from time to time, you may need a double press here and there. The device is able to run pretty much any application you throw at it: Android Auto, Spotify, WhatsApp, whatever it is that you want, you have it accessible with the Google Play Store. So technically a smartphone on a flip phone form factor, but it can be something that can curb your digital consumption for something more simple. And it is a very nice device to hold. Now, when you compare it to something like the Kyocera 902KC, which I have right here, this device has a better material composition. It does feel better, more sturdy, and Kyocera has a better reputation. So again, it's a little bit of a more fragile device, but it's something that you need to keep in mind. The messaging experience is a triple click by default. So as you see right there, I'm typing hello, and it's pretty good. So I don't have any issues. Some stickiness from time to time. But if you want to type with something different, you can, of course, go here and change the input. It comes preloaded with Google Voice Typing and Gboard. And you have the ability right there to type with the screen if that's what you want, or do voice to text. And when it comes to voice to text, it works pretty much the same way as with a smartphone, and it's going to get everything that you need to get. So quite nice that it does have that offering and that you can use it. So it's up to you whether you want to load these things or not. It does have the ability to use RCS with Google Messages, and I have been using it with T-Mobile here in the United States, but only on Wi-Fi. It does not work outside of Wi-Fi. It does not have the proper bands. I was able to get a 2G area very slimly, but I will not even count that for most areas in the United States. So if you're trying to use this in the United States, I do not recommend it. If you're trying to use it internationally, yes, I do recommend that you spend a little bit of money on this device if you like the aesthetic, which again, it's quite nice. It does have other aesthetics instead of black. I think it has a white one as well, which also looks very elegant. Again, I'm doing this and using the touchscreen for keeping the video succinct, but you have the ability to install pretty much any application. Here I'm loading Aurora Store because I don't like to use the Google Play Store. So here we're going to try to find Spotify. For some of you, that's a very important application. And right there, we're going to be able to install it. So you're able to install pretty much any application that you want. You're able to load it, and the device will be able to run it, which again, it's a little bit more of a smartphone-like experience. But if you really need something for work or something that it's actually necessary for your day-to-day operation, then you have the ability to run it. So again, it's something that it's up to you. It does have 4 shortcuts as well here on the keys that you can configure for whatever apps it is that you actually want in your life. And again, as you see right there, there's a couple of configurations that I have made. Right now it's kind of like the default, so you can put whatever app you want in here, and you can configure it with the buttons, these 4 buttons that are essentially shortcuts for whatever else you need. The call quality was decent, and the battery life, again, it's a little bit of limited testing. It lasted about 2 days with my Wi-Fi calls and my Wi-Fi texting. Again, I cannot provide a straight, accurate assessment because it doesn't have signal all the time, so it's not running in the background, which is going to deplete the battery a little bit less. But I was impressed with the device because of the way it looks, number one, the camera, number two, and because it does have all of the suite and software that you need. I essentially got this from Japan. I'm going to put the passcode here. I don't know why it's, right there it was a little bit sticky. So because it was a little bit sticky, it was a little bit difficult to kind of operate. But I enjoy this device because it does have the ability to run all the applications that you want. Depending on what that is. Here I'm just showcasing what it comes with. And of course we open Spotify right there. The Verge, I'm gonna just try to search for it. It's going to render most things. And of course you don't need to use the touchscreen. You can also use the navigation here, but if there's an app that doesn't allow you to use the navigation buttons, you can use the touchscreen. So it's good to have both. When you compare it to, again, the 902KC from Kyocera, this one doesn't have a touchscreen, so you're pretty much restricted to only the keypad. And when you compare it to something like the Cat S22 Flip, then you're in a completely different territory. That was not the Cat S22 Flip. Here it is. So Cat S22 Flip, quite thicker, right? It is still a flip phone, but it is way thicker and, more rugged, and the hand is quite more pronounced. But this version is actually better. The Freetel Mode Retro 1.2, quite a long name, but it is better in my opinion because it does have a more recent version of Android, and it does have more updates, and it comes with more support. And it does have Android Auto, which is something that it's sorely missed on the Cat S22 Flip from time to time. Again, this has been my review. A very good device. I will give it probably 4.5 stars and maybe 4 out of 5, depending on, how you want to take care of it. It's a little bit of a fragile device, so keep that in mind when you purchase this device. And again, a very good competitor and definitely going to be in the awards for better looks and better compatibility or usage. The hinge is quite strong, and I've enjoyed using this device throughout the time that I've been reviewing it, but it's up to you to decide if it can fit your needs and whether it works in your area. Here in the United States, sadly, it doesn't work, but internationally, it's definitely a recommended device. I hope this review was helpful, and I hope you have questions. And if you do so, make sure to put them in the comments below, and I'll be interacting with you guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.